Maybe it's good kind of summarize like what are actually the assets or the core things that actually come with Twice Commerce and how do they play together?
Yeah, so anyone starting to use Twice, they get inventory management. In your inventory, the core asset that we'll be looking at is a stock item. So, and then for each stock item, you describe it via these attributes. All right, that's kind of how you're building it. Now, if you have a stock item like, I don't know, screws, if you're kind of selling power tools and you sell the screws with it, of course, not every screw has to be unique. So you can still pool things with quantity, but the key thing is that the core asset that you have is a stock item that you describe via these attributes. Another key asset that you have under your catalog is then listings. And listings is essentially what your end customers are engaging with. It's the catalog. So listings are things like sales listings or booking listings. So the key thing about our listings is that you build the same stuff, you give it a title, description, some media and images, some extra information like technical details that might come from the inventory. And then you tell where is this listing published. But then essentially what you also tell is that what do I need from my inventory? So what stock items do I need to fulfill this listing? And that relationship can be very dynamic. So it's all of those attributes that you've defined in your inventory are now available as a language, kind of rule language to tell what do you need from your inventory and how much and how many of these things when someone engages with this listing. And then I think the third asset is customers. So you get an automated like CRM tracking, which again also has attributes like listings and inventory, where it's essentially all of those customers that engage with you. You have a CRM, you have the attributes that can describe them, like if you want to store date of births, names, and all of that. And then when all of these things come into play, we do offer you also order fulfillment. So someone goes to that out-of-the-box online store that you get with us, engages with your listings, does a checkout using the out-of-the-box payment processing that we provide with you. In your Twice admin, you get a order. And that order is kind of a combination of all of those assets that I listed. You see who's the customer, you see what listings did they engage with. We have automatically suggested and auto-assigned some of the stock items. We made sure that those things were available, even though it would be a booking to the future. And then you are able to do simple order fulfillment. And all of this aggregates data to all of these key assets. In this listing, you can see how many times it's been purchased, by who. If you're looking at the customer, you can see what listings they have purchased, what stock items they ended up with, so that you actually know on an actual stock item level what they've purchased or used or booked in the history. And then in the stock item, you've accumulated events and usage, expenses and income for that stock item. So you're always in track of what stock items you had available and how profitable your inventory has been over time. So 3 core assets that come into play via order creation and storefronts, and that all are automatically tracked.